When an island half disappears from the face of the earth, a mysterious organization sends out invitations for a tournament to every skilled fighter in the world. It is claimed that the person who wins the tournament can ask anything he wants, and will see his wish fulfilled. The name of the tournament is the God of High School. On the beach of an island, a man relaxing with his friends speaks on the phone with a certain Mr. Park. Unhappy about the funds that were used, the man on the beach threatens to expose Park Moojin. Suddenly, a storm approaches the island, and something that emerges from the sky hits it. Park Moojin, satisfied, decided to move forward with his own plans without further distraction, while a pilot flying a helicopter over the island finds that it has been crushed by a giant hand. In the past, young Jin Mori was raised by his grandfather until he was old enough to go to school. In the present, Mori wakes up from a dream of him and his grandfather. He's horrified to realize that he overslept, and rushes through the streets riding his bicycle like a madman. Mori almost hits an old lady, but he's too excited for the upcoming event, the God of High School, to begin. People from all across the area are excited about the tournament to begin, including Han Dae-wi, who's just finishing the night shift at his job. A group of martial artists who didn't qualify for the tournament are asked the way to the arena by Miss Mira. They admire her cute looks, while she admires their muscles. On his way to the tournament, Mori finds out that an old lady has been robbed by a rogue biker. He decides to get the purse back from the thief. While in pursuit, Mori accidentally meet Mira. Working together, they're able to chase down the biker and nearly catch him, but Mira crashes into a street sign. Just when the biker believes he's gotten away, Dae-wi appears and punches the thief off his bike, and puts an end to the chaos. Mori, Mira, and Dae-wi all manage to make it to the arena in time and prepare for the preliminaries together. This event will determine the regional qualifiers for the next section of the tournament. Contestants are equipped with nano machines that allow the tournament staff to monitor their vitals and gauge their physical abilities. The announcer declares that the preliminaries have started, but many of the contestants are confused. Before long, they realize that these preliminaries will be a battle royal. The fighting ensues and the strongest fighters stand out among the crowd using their superior fighting skills. Mori, Dae-wi, and Mira are among those who dominate the competition. The commissioner who recruited Mori apparently fought him and was injured by him. That same commissioner watches Mori fight and claims things are proceeding as expected. The other commissioners allow a latecomer to join the battle, an infamous juvenile named Gang Mansak. Considering his violent history, the commissioners consider him the one to beat. Gang joins the fight and easily dominates those around him, even bullying them. Mira tries to stop him and engages Gang in a battle, striking him with one of her art style technique. Gang is able to withstand her attacks before Mori steps in to take over the fight. After finishing the first preliminary round, Mori, Dae-wi, and Mira are walking back home. Along the way, they talk about their reasons for entering the tournament. As Mori gets curious about Mira's sword, he accidentally drops it in the river. It causes slight anger in Mira as she slaps him and tells him to leave. Mira looks for her missing sword as her flashbacks show us how important her sword is to her. Mori comes back with a flashlight to help her search along with Dae-wi. A warm feeling of friendship grows within the trio. The second round for the God of High School's preliminary starts. Whoever makes it to the end of the tournament will be granted permission to participate in the National God of High School tournament. The second round is bracket formed as participants go one-on-one with each other and make it to the next round. As participants are waiting in the waiting room, tension happens between Gamdu and Mansak. Mansak try to kick Gamdu, who was off guard. Mori interfere and block the kick. The tournament starts as Mori, Dae-wi, and Mira win their first round battle. A full fight is shown between Gamdu and Mansak. Gamdu gets badly injured as Mansak keeps beating him as well as breaking his arms. Mori suddenly joins the ring, furious to stop Mansak. Mori manages to kick away Mansak out of the ring. The commissioners appear and stop Mori from continuing since he interfered between the match. Mansak has some flashback about some bad memories and release a demonic aura. He attacks, but he's put down by Mori, who uses his special foot art style technique named Renewal Taekwondo. After knocking Mansak down, Mori suddenly gets pushed and held down by a man who appears, all badass, introducing himself as Moojin Park, the president of the commission team and the organizer of the tournament. During the second round battle, Mira goes up against Mami Sion, a professional wrestler. It's a fiercely close match as both of the fighters are equally strong, Yet, near the end of the fight, it's Mira who starts having some difficulties in fighting against her opponent, who according to her, has a body as hard as steel. Battered after taking multiple hits from her matchup, Mira is still able to continue the fight. After losing her sword during the fight, she surprised everyone with her ability to cut with bare hands. She's able to inflict some damage to Mama-san. Having realized that she could lose her arm if she continues the fight, Mama-san decides to forfeit. Mira feels cheated. Because of his interference in the match between Mansak and Gamdu, Mori faces the risk of being disqualified. Park Moojin tells him that he will be allowed to return to the tournament if he can put down Commissioner Q in a match. Later, the administrators of the God of High School tournament hint about a long-been sealed power being hidden in one of the candidates of the tournament. They have their suspicions over Jin Mori since he has an irrational power, and he's also related to one of the strongest fighters in the world, Jin Taijin, who appears to be Mori's grandfather. Being curious to find out if Mori is the one they are looking for, Park Moojin give him some fruits stating that Mori will survive if he's the real deal. When he eats one of the fruits, Jin Mori collapses and bleeds from his mouth. The next battle of the second round will oppose Daewoo to Sung Chul, who used his knowledge to fight. Sung Chul at first was dominating the fight as he is able to predict the movements of his opponent. He unleashed some deadly attacks, putting Daewoo in great difficulty. Yet in the end, Daewoo unleashes his secret technique to give a barrage of attacks on Sung Chul, winning immediately the match. The fight of Jin Mori against the Commissioner Q is about to begin. Jin Mori seems to get stronger as he brings down the administrator within seconds. Being embarrassed and pissed off, Commissioner Q unleashes some dark black aura that take the form of a Joker with a scythe, looking like a stand in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Before cutting Mori into pieces, he is stopped by the other commissioners alongside Park Moojin, who tells him that his paycheck will be deducted of 3 months' salary. Having completed his challenge, Jin Mori is allowed to continue the tournament. While on her way home with Mori and Daewoo, Mira is approached by a mysterious man who suddenly proposed to her. The stranger is Sung Jin, a young popular TV star. Aside from being rich, Sung Jin is also a great martial artist. Knowing this, Mira accepts the proposal without thinking twice, because she wants to save and perpetuate her family legacy. Since he feels something's off about the whole marriage proposal, Jin Mori believes that he needs to do something and save his friend from making a bad decision. So he crashes into Mira's wedding. Since he was not invited to the wedding, the securities didn't allow him in. He then forces and tries to get past the securities, but then they use their weapons to subdue him. Daewoo comes to help him, taking down all of the securities to make their way into the wedding. Initially, Mira refuses to call off the wedding, but then due to Jin Mori's blah blah no jutsu, Mira eventually agrees to do so. Mori's premonition proves to be on point, because Sung Jin had a bad intention from marrying Mira. He plans on marrying Mira with the true intention of getting her sword, which has been said to have the power to rule the gods, as well as protecting the person who control it, which is Mira. Getting exposed, Sung Jin, just like Commissioner Q, summons a creature. He then injures Mira, but she's able to put him down. She apologized to Mori and Daewoo for her behavior. On the other hand, Sung Jin escapes, taking with him the sword of Mira. Later, we see Daewoo at the hospital, witnessing the condition of his best friend getting worse, not being able to do anything. At his work, he goes on rampage and beats his coworkers for having fun of his best friend's situation. The semi-final fight will oppose Mira and Daewoo. Cut to the next day, we see Mori running towards the arena, and when he opens the door, Daewoo is beating the shit out of Mira. He punches Mira right where she was injured, and she starts bleeding. The referee had to interfere to stop him. After the match, walking out of the arena, he sees Mori in the way and told him that he will see him in the final. We then learn that Daewoo's goal for participating in the tournament is to get enough money to help his best friend, who suffers from an incurable disease. For his semi-final fight, Mori handily defeats his opponent. Angered by Daewoo's method against Mira by targeting her injuries, Mori decides to hold nothing back in the final. Daewoo, on his side, learns that his best friend's situation got worse. This strengthens his resolution even further. In some flashback, we see that Daewoo asked the tournament's committee to save his friend by using their nanomachine technology. However, the committee gave a condition for Daewoo: he has to give overwhelming victories in his last 2 matches. Secretly, unbeknownst to Han Daewoo, they have been trying to save his best friend with the nanomachine, yet to no avail. As expected, the fight between Mori and Daewoo is very intense. The two men are fighting equal to equal. In the middle of the battle, the game is stopped, as Mira brought a letter to Dewi from his best friend. He then learns that his friend died. In the letter, his best friend stated that Dewi should not feel guilty or blame himself about his death, and that he did his best to try to save him, even joining a battle tournament to get enough money for the hospital. He also stated in the letter that Dewi should from now on, fight for himself and should not turn against his new friends. After reading the letter, Dewi regains his inner peace and decides to continue the fight, but this time for himself. Near the end of the match, as it turns out, Jin Mori had learned a new technique, named the Blue Dragon Kick, which is inspired by Dewi's secret move. After being hit with that devastating blow, Han Dewi falls down, and Jin Mori comes out as the winner of the final round. The three friends are back together as they reconcile. Before the end of the episode, a man standing in the background states that the level of the fight in those preliminaries is really low compared to the others that occurred in the other cities. And that's the end of the first part of the season 1 of the God of High School. In the part 2, things will go a bit crazy, like a secret organization like Akatsuki showing up. Almost everybody will start using stand techniques. Some of the commissioners will show how badass they are. There will be power of gods everywhere. We will learn more about Mori's grandfather and see how strong he is. We will also see Park Mujin using his power, and we will finally understand how some people like Commissioner Q and Sung Jin are able to summon fighting entity. So, if you guys are interested about the second part, please like and let me know the comments. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. I will talk to you next time because I can't see you. Bye.